questions? Can we go back to that plot you had?
Sure.
Okay, everyone has to ask at least one question. So, yeah, let's see, what are those? So you have two of them down here.
Yeah.
So one of them is random?
No, actually, these are the ones that ordered the test suite based on, you know how we ordered up based on number of parameter values or number of base requests? These are the test cases that or this is the suite that orders from smallest to largest. So it starts out with the very smallest test case, which means it's not going to detect very many because it's not doing very much. And so it's taking a while to detect faults because the larger test cases are down here at the end. And this is the test number here, and it's on a log scale just so it's easier to look at. But since there are 144 test cases and the largest test cases are at the end, that's why it's wild.
So are these like different benchmarks or?
Yeah, they're just pretty much, so we have our ordered test cases, our ordered test suite. And so the first test case, this is how many faults are detected by that test case. So it's just saying how many faults each test case detects when you're going through it.
And how do you address the threats to validity of your experiment?
So how do I what?
Do you address the threats to validity of your experiment?
Which value?
The validity of the results, like can you generalize the result that you found based on the sample that you studied and the way that you ran your experiment?
Well, that's the thing, like I can't really, it's not really a good indication because I only tested one application. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I only tested one application, but I came to those conclusions because I saw the applications that they tested and their graphs and everything. They tested 3 applications, and so I analyzed what I got and I analyzed what they got, and just kind of came to the conclusion that it depends on your application and your goal and everything. So they had applications of different sizes and that did different things, but yeah, I only tested one. So.
The total number of faults are 24?
Yeah. There are 24 faults and seeded just into the application.
Now I'm wondering about your plot, because usually the plots have this type of shape. So your plots have, they look...
Yeah.
So it may be because you're doing things in a particular way.
Yeah, it is.
You're specifically sequencing.
Yep. It's different. It's not. How do I explain this? So faults are. This shows when faults are detected first. There's 24 faults, and it shows. For instance, the first test case detects 15 faults, and it doesn't detect any more unique faults until like over here. So this is just showing where each of the 24 faults is detected, pretty much. So all the 24 faults will be detected at the end. So it's kind of on a different scale. It's not.
So I think if you would plot the time of the detection with the number of faults detected, that will be give us like a clearer idea, because we're trying to find the faults faster. So
Right.
I think time factor will make
Right.
it like.
So plot the rate of fault detection as opposed to
Exactly.
the faults
Exactly.
found.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could show that too, but and that would give us that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So here so you use the term test and test sequence. So and I guess you are using another word. So what's a sequence and what is a test?
Okay, so a test is, sorry, I didn't explain this very well. A test case is a single session. So it's when a user will log onto the application, explore some of its functionality, then log off. That is a single test case.
Okay.
And we have 144 of those because we logged on 144 times. And a test suite is the entire set of 144 test cases.
I see.
And a test sequence, well, it's a page sequence. And a page sequence is when a single user goes between two pages of the web application. So the most important page sequences are tested more often is the idea. So that's the terminology there.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So what are the results that other researchers, so you were mentioning one of the papers
Mm-hmm.
that you have used. So
I-
what was their observation?
Their observation was essentially the same as mine, was that it depends on the application and what you're trying to test for. But their graphs look pretty close to the same as this. They started out, they showed this same scale, so they showed the false detected, so theirs kind of went like this. And their test, their methods, they ordered from large to small, they kind of started lower down here as well. But yeah, they were essentially the same. So I don't have them on the slide, but I can pull up the paper if you'd like to see it.
More questions? Okay, thanks.
No problem.